outside of the Washoe County School District headquarters, and evidently the kids are all going to be doing a walkout tomorrow. Children organized government walkout. I wonder if the kids are really organizing it or the teachers are putting it in their brains. What do you think? I know in my life history I never had one single person. Right, excuse me, I never had one single incident when I was in school of walking out and protesting the government. We didn't protest the government. We protested our teachers, not the government. Anyways, there's a few people out here, and we'll see what everybody's doing and what they got to say and how they treat us all.
Protest signs so they can basically go out for half the day tomorrow and walk around with kids as young as 11. They're encouraging all the middle schools and high schools to do it, to walk out. This is in spite of the fact that their own board policy 1310 says that it is completely illegal for them to do that, to promote anything personal. If you've tried to get into school lately just to drop off a lunch or something, you know you've got to throw every kind of ID you have, and face ID and everything else, and yet something like this, open up the schools and just let the kids flow out into the street. And
unsupervised.
Right, well, unsupervised with just their own agenda. But Jennifer, you want to tell us some more that you've heard or seen?
Yeah, you know, as I'm here as my own personal advocate and for the kids. My name's Jennifer McGovern, and I'm here not as a part of the Washoe County District, not representing them, and I'm here on my own personal accord, on my own personal hour. I want the parents to understand what's happening.
What do you know? How do you know about this?
Well, first I saw the flyers online through Our Town Reno, actually, and if you're not following them, you really should, because they're amazing, and they give you an understanding of what's happening in our community. You know what I mean? But they were circulating high school. We're just walking out in high school. You know, it started with Booster. Actually, they did that last week.
Right.
They were all over the road, wrapping themselves in Mexican flags and yelling at traffic.
Yeah, it's a real American exercise.
Yeah. So I mean, what needs to happen is, why is public school advocating for lawlessness? Why are they allowing it when their own
curriculum,
to teach?
Yeah,
and 1310 prohibits even pamphlets from being dispersed in schools. So this could have already been squashed, and that's what's really upsetting, is you allowed that to happen. And do you think that kids are actually going to Staples and paying $400 for these flyers? No. Do you think that they're all organizing it together? No, this isn't organic. This is indoctrination, and that's why it's really upsetting. And it should be upsetting to every parent who has a child in the district like me.
And what the parents want to be aware of too is, this is just something we happen to find out about. Jennifer was willing to speak up about.
I can't believe I'm the only one.
There have been so many. Right, this morning with 120,000 parents, you see who's here. And
I get it, like, we have to work. We do. We have to work, and we're barely making it. We got 2 jobs, right, supporting our children. But these things we should know about. The district could tell us about this. They could send out a Connect Ed so that every parent knows what's going on. They could send out an email. They have not done either. And inside the district, they haven't told anybody what's going on. Nobody knows. And they're planning on this. So what I want to get ahead of it, and I want people to know that this is unlawful. I just want the district to follow their own school policy regarding political activity inside the district. Now, if these protests are starting and ending at the school, okay? If these flyers are being passed out in the school, if it is true that the teachers are advocating for this, that is all against school policy, and these teachers should be reprimanded.
Right.
They should be fired.
They should be fired. They should be prosecuted. And why are we teaching our children that it's anarchy? This is law and order.
Right.
These are actual government policies that we voted for as citizens.
Right.
And we love to see them enacted, because who doesn't want a safer country for their children?
Well, Education Crusade, what we've been advocating for years really, is full vouchers that the government could establish tomorrow if he chose to. For this reason, there's no competition, there's no reason whatsoever for any one of the 54,000 public school employees statewide. There's no motivation for them to improve or change anything they're doing, because no matter how poorly the children do, no matter how violent the schools are, no matter how pointless the day-to-day is, nothing changes because there's no competition. So if any parents are hearing this and saying, well, I'd like to get my kid out, I just don't know how I could do it, how I could afford it, please contact Education Crusade, educationcrusade.org, and we can absolutely set you up with countless affordable, 10 times better than what they're doing programs. Just give us a call. Anybody else have any thoughts they want to share?
I wasn't too aware of the situation, so I went on the Washington County School District site and saw the post about what they thought was happening. But I wasn't able to comment or talk to the parents or grandparents. So I don't know, as a grandparent,
Because they turn off the comments to ensure accurate information. But what that's doing is you're now setting the tone. You're now saying, I don't want you to have a conversation amongst each other. I don't want you to tell your children what should be told is law and order. Law and order. And you should respect law and order. And you shouldn't teach the children that it's okay to yell in the faces of federal agents who put their lives on the line to protect this country.
Yeah, my daughter has 6 kids in the school district, and her daughter in 9th grade came home yesterday and said, oh, there's a walkout. I don't want to participate in it. She said, fine, you can stay home tomorrow, and the 17-year-old high school son in Spanish Spring is also staying home. So they're protesting by not sending their kids to school or not participate in some kind of a protest that these left-wing teachers are implementing into our schools. And I really oppose it as a grandparent of 6 kids in Washington County.
And one thing you can do if you weren't able to be here today, you just pick up the phone and call the school board office, call the superintendent's office, tell them how you feel about this thing. We are run by absolute, they're morally bankrupt. They could not be bigger cowards. Nobody in the office was answering their phone this morning when we called. Nobody. I talked to the public information officer. Absolutely, you wouldn't trust her to tell you what day of the week it was. She said she didn't know. Their position was on there. I asked her, why wasn't this official statement signed or even dated? Well, that's our position. So they pretend to care so much about security and safety of the children, and then what? Turn thousands of them out on the street tomorrow and say, good luck?
Yeah, because we've got middle school now.
Right.
Middle school flyers.
Right.
These children are 11. 11.
Right.
Out for 2 hours.
Out for 2 hours, unsupervised, around the block. I don't know any parent that would be okay with that. Any of them.
Not just around the block.
No.
They're going great distances.
Right?
Yeah.
I would like to say, I don't know if you all are aware, but we have WC1 in this county that goes on in perpetuity. It's a tax that never ends. And it funds all the building. It's dedicated only for building new schools and remodeling old schools. And there's no end to it. I would like to see an initiative go on the ballot to put a sunset on that tax. If these people cannot do what we ask them to do, which is educate our kids, and they aren't doing that well, we need to get that moving and get it kick-started. We did it with the library, we can do it with them. If they think that we can't, they're very mistaken. Very mistaken.
Jeff Scott is gone.
Money talks.
Yes, my God.
The parents may not be able to come out here. They can't come to a board meeting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because they're
do it on
working.
purpose.
But they can vote, and they will vote. They can't afford to put food on the table. They definitely can't afford to keep doing this
Yep.
and have their kids indoctrinated. They don't believe in it. This is an 80-20 issue, and I guarantee you it's an 80-20 issue. They'd like you to think it's not, but it
But
is.
it is. Yep.
They want their kids to be safe.
Anyone else like to say anything?
Oh, I would like to say something. I've got 2 kids in the Washoe County School District. And answer me this. What part of education is this that you're taking our children out to protest something that they have no clue at their age, especially middle school kids, at their age, what they are even protesting? They don't know the Constitution because you do not teach them the Constitution. They don't know what they're protesting. They have no idea what ICE is doing. Do we see ICE out here? Is ICE even out here doing what they're doing in Minneapolis? That's what they're out here protesting. Not realizing that Alex Preddy, although it's it was very tragic that he died. And he did have a Second Amendment right to carry. However, with the right to carry comes a right of responsibility. And that responsibility is when you engage with law enforcement, no matter how, you are to put your hands up and announce that you are carrying. You don't engage law enforcement with a weapon. There's a video out that shows that this is not the first time he's engaged with law enforcement physically carrying a weapon. When it comes to Miss Good, that's another thing. When you use your vehicle in an attempt to run a law enforcement officer over, that is an attempted murder, and an officer has a right to defend himself. I'm sorry about the 2 deaths, but our children should not be in here with the grades that they're not getting, and the test scores that they're not even at the level of proper reading, proper math, proper history, plus they're behind already due to your COVID pandemic crap that happened with them. How dare you bring our children out and use them as pawns to protest on something that they have no idea. You do this with religion, you do this now with politics, and let me ask you something. What happened to arithmetic and reading and writing and history? What happened to that? Isn't it the parents' responsibility to raise our children up in the way they should go, meaning what they believe religiously, what they believe politically, and it is not your job to do that. It is our job. You are not replacing us. You work for us. We do not work for you. We hired you to educate our children, to expand their minds, to open up their minds to new ideas, not to politicize them. We pay you to educate them and not to indoctrinate them. How dare you? How dare any of you? And you're also violating your own policy that says you're not allowed to have political activity on campus grounds, any school grounds. You're not allowed to pass out flyers. You're not allowed to do any of that. Yet you're violating your own policy once again for your own political agenda. You guys aren't teachers. You're indoctrinators. We need teachers in Washoe County. We don't need people polluting our children with these ideas, period. That's our job. If we want to raise our children to be a certain way in politics, that's our job to do it. If we want them to believe in certain things as far as religion, That is our job to do it, not yours. You don't replace us. You help us in educating our children so they can become productive citizens and educated citizens when they leave. But it's our job to set their moral values on how we see fit as parents. That's all I'm going to say to you.
While we wrap it, Jennifer, if you kind of close up, and please listen carefully. They've got 9,384 employees here in the Washoe District. This is one speaking up.
And I'm speaking up.
And the others need to.
I'm speaking up not as a district employee. I'm speaking up as my own person because I'm a mother and because I'm a mandated reporter. I have given my life past 20 years to children. I started a daycare in California, and I raised my daughter as a single mother in that daycare so that I could provide for her and that I could also raise her, okay? I came over here and I got this job because I love children, okay? But at some point, we need to know that we are their advocates, okay? We keep them safe. And the district should be keeping these children safe. It should be the #1 priority. Because when we send our children on the school bus to go to school, we expect them to go to school and come back on that bus and come back home safe. And if you're telling me that you can't stop hundreds of children from walking out the door unsupervised to violently, because that's what it is, they're yelling on the street, to go into, walk around and yell at traffic, that's not protesting. And the Constitution doesn't cover your ability to protest. It covers your ability to peacefully assemble. And that is something they can do on a Saturday with their parents. I'm not advocating for them to not have different opinions than mine. I'm advocating for safety. I want the district to put a stop to this immediately. All they have to do is reference their own policy, 1310, that goes against any political activity in school. Any. So this could have already been squashed. This isn't organic. And when it's happening nationwide, you gotta use your logic, not your emotions. And they're getting all of these kids emotionally riled up. Now, are they using any critical thought? Are they using their prefrontal cortex? Are they paying attention to the traffic that's going on? Do they care that they're disrupting other students in school that need and want an education? Do they care about the community that they're endangering when you've got a group of children out on the sidewalk by themselves and traffic is rolling by? I mean, I don't understand how people can't see the big picture of what this is. It's endangering children.
Well, thank you again. If you want to get your news, go to Auditing Reno 911. We've got 3 major TV stations in town, 2, 4, and 8. All 3 of them are bought and sold and paid off from the district to absolutely not cover things, not present the truth on these things. Auditing Reno 911 is the place to get it. Contact educationcrusade.org. Find out how we can help you get a program. You can get your children out of the schools, and we thank you for listening.
Okay, so now what my plan is
Edit?
I'm going to go inside and ask them some questions.
Right, Drew.
Why wouldn't you ask a government employee questions about what the fuck they're doing?
Yeah.
You need backup on that?
Well, if you want to watch, it might be entertaining. It depends on how they react to me. Sometimes they want to put me in jail. Okay, so here we go. Let's go see what they do in here. We're going to go ask them some questions. Try to do a little public records request about, so I think I want to find out if they've been writing any emails about ICE or protest or walkout or any emails like that within the district within the last couple of weeks, even the last week. Oh, they've got a bulletproof glass and all kinds of good stuff in here now. Hi there. How are you?
I'm good. How can I help you?
Is the superintendent around?
He's in a meeting.
How about your Public Information Officer.
We can find out.
I just want to ask some questions about the walkout, and I'd like to do a public records request too.
Okay, and what is your name?
My name is Drew.
Drew?
Yeah.
Drew.
Just Drew is good to start.
Okay. Just give us a minute, please.
Okay, thank you. Canceled. What's this? They canceling up here. See what they got to say with this while we're standing here. Group Insurance Committee meeting. Disrupting a public meeting is a criminal act. So they canceled this meeting. Okay. What else they got down here? Safe and Health Schools Commission meeting. Agenda. Administrative regulations. Request for public records. Purpose. Procedures, public records request, Nevada Public Records Act. Oh, this is interesting. Actual cost, confidential records. Response to request. Okay, let's read this for a second. While we wait around to see if we can get a PIO out here. Give public records. Since we are asking for public records, what do their policies say? Non-public records, informal notes, worksheets, unused blank forms. Create or receive pursuant to a law or ordinance in connection with transaction official business of any office. So I think I want to administrative regulation 7611. Request is voluminous. District to make a reasonable effort. Disclose. District may not dictate how it will be provided a public record. District shall provide the requester a written statement if the district determines. District will hold copies of records request for 30 days. District is not required to create a public record. No, you're not. You can't make a public record to give a public record. You just got to give what you got.
Drew?
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get a hold of anybody.
Okay.
If you want to leave your phone number and a name, we'll pass it on.
Yeah, hang on a second here. Let me come give you my records request so we can get that going. Because do you know anything about the walkout tomorrow?
No. I mean,
But everybody else seems to know. It's all over the internet.
we've heard about it, but we don't know.
It's like a coordinated effort, it seems.
Coordinated effort.
Yeah, that's well, if every single school is doing it, right? Is what it seems. You even got
That's not up to the schools.
but this seems like it's a political thing, isn't it?
I can't answer those questions.
Well, I mean, they're doing a political protest against the federal government.
I'm here answering phones.
I understand.
I'm not making decisions, and you're asking me questions that's above my pay grade.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's above your pay grade. Anyways, the information that I want on my request.
Can you please write it down?
Oh, I want to give it. I'd like to give it orally if I could.
Okay.
What did you say?
They're in a meeting right now.
Oh, okay.
So if you write it down, I will pass it on.
Oh, I'm just, the other thing because I'm a frustrated businessman is what I really am. And so it made me come out and start recording what our government does and how it interacts. And part of what I check when I'm coming out and talking to government employees about what's going on in our society is compliance with state laws. So what I check is Public Records Act under Nevada Revised Statute, NRS 239, I think it's .0107. And
Telling
it's,
me all this information that I cannot help you with.
oh, but you can take my records request, and I simply
Yes,
want,
and I'm asking you to write it down, please. And I will
yeah,
pass it
the
on.
law says I can give it orally though. So, but anyway, if you're not willing to do that, I gotta get moving, so I'll get moving and get out of your face, and I'll just send an email request, okay?
Perfect.
Thank you. But yeah, the law says you got to take it orally. Okay, you have a good day. So anyways, nobody's available. All the kids in the public schools are walking out tomorrow. And that's what we know. Thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, do all that other good stuff. And we're out of here.